In Science 1, we will start a new chapter. It is chapter number 6, which is called Refraction of Light. Refraction of light, new word. What we will do today is what we do anytime we start a new chapter, whether it is maths or science. We will understand the basics and we will ensure that we are ready to study this year's chapter. And we will start with the first concept and the main concept of not just one but two chapters which are related to light this year. Chapter number 6 and chapter number 7 both are related to light, and we will study the two chapters together, 6 and 7. And in that context, today by the end of this class, we will have the basic idea of what refraction is, so that from next class onwards we can pick up speed and study. Be ready with your textbooks, be ready with your notebooks, pens and pencils. Of course, we are revising, so there will be a lot of question and answer. First question, how does light travel? If this is the question, what do you think should come to your mind? How does light travel? Think, speak, or type. Excellent, Chand. How does light travel? Light कैसे travel करता है? What do we know about traveling of light? Very good, Alfia. Khadija, Prachi, correct. Those who are not able to say anything, how can they fill in this blank? Those who have already answered, you know that you have answered right. Karthik, the blank here cannot be filled by waves. No. Arti Yadav, Ahmad, Ajaz, Akhilesh, Rajesh, Ali, Sadaf, Aman, Amar, Ankit, Bashir, Farah, Fiza, Karina, Kusum, Lakshmi, Muskan, Sania, Muskan, Nikhil, Rahul, Sahil, Sandhya, Satyam, Sejal, Shifa, Shubham, Sufyan, Usman, Akash. The correct answer is light travels in straight line. Light हमेशा सीधा चलता है, straight line. This we have studied. And not just once, we have studied it again and again and again, and year after year after year. Light travels in straight line. Remember this. What is light? Okay, light travels in straight line. But what is light? Remember that there are two theories of what light is. One is called a wave theory. And based on this theory, light is an electromagnetic wave. Light is an electromagnetic wave. Just like the ultraviolet rays, just like the X-rays, just like the infrared rays. It's electromagnetic waves. Some of these electromagnetic waves are visible to us. Some of the electromagnetic waves are not visible to us. The cats and dogs, they can see much more light than we can. But this is not complete. There is another theory of light, which is called the particle theory of light. And this particle theory says that light consists of particles which are called photons. So there are two theories. One theory says that light is a wave. Another theory says light is a particle. Why do we have two theories? Because some properties of light are like that of a wave, and some property of lights are like that of particles. Light is an electromagnetic wave. Light consists of photons. Light makes seeing possible. This is how we define light, wave and particles. What is reflection? Aman used, when I asked what is light, Aman said reflection. And I said, no, light is not reflection, right? Reflects, but it is not reflection. What is reflection? In very simple terms, we had said reflection is bouncing of light. When light hits an object, it bounces back. Just like a ball, when it hits a wall, it bounces back. So bouncing back of light is called reflection. Bouncing back of light, not just bouncing. I should have written bouncing back of light. What is a mirror? We studied in detail about mirrors last year. We understood how images are formed. In simple terms, mirrors are any object, any shiny surface, any object with a shiny surface that reflects most of the light. Even the shoe, a very well polished shoe, can act as a mirror. Not as a good mirror, but as a mirror. The rear view mirror of big cars, they are not actually made of glass. They are metallic. Okay? So mirror is not related to images. Mirror is related to reflection of light. Reflection of light forms images. Mirror is any object with a shiny surface that reflects most of the light. Be careful about what you are understanding. No, not what you are understanding. What you have understood. What the reality is and how we change it. Mirrors are about reflection. That reflection produces images. A good mirror will reflect almost % of the light that falls on it. A bad mirror will not reflect all the light. A bad mirror will reflect only some of the light. So then, what are the different types of mirrors? And no, I'm not talking about good mirror, bad mirror. What are the different types of mirror? We studied this again last year.
Convex.
The most basic mirror, जिसके सामने हम बहुत टाइम निकाल देते हैं सजने संवरने के लिए, is the plain mirror, which is flat. Yes, it is made up of glass, but if we just take a piece of glass, it will not become mirror. We will have to make one side of the glass opaque so that light reflects. Otherwise, light just will pass through it. It will not be a mirror. So plain mirror. Another type of mirror, they are called spherical mirrors. वो गोल होते हैं. They are part of spheres, and that they are of two types: concave mirror and convex mirror. If you remember, The diagrams, the notation that we use to show a plane mirror is like this. We will draw a straight line, whether it is vertical or horizontal, and then we will show this. This is a plane mirror. So this side is the reflecting side. And this side has a coating which is making the mirror opaque. Concave mirror is shown like this. It can also be shown like this. See, the reflecting side is the inner side of the sphere. Is the inner side of the sphere. It is called concave mirror. Convex mirrors are opposite of concave mirrors. How do they look? They also look curvy. So the shape will be same, but the reflecting sides are the outer side of the spheres. Reflecting sides. What are the laws of reflection? So we have now revised that reflection is bouncing back of light. We have understood that mirrors are objects with shiny surfaces that reflect most amount of light. So are there any laws that govern the process of reflection? If there are, what are they? So when we talk about laws of reflection, what we mean is how reflection happens. So if we take the simple example of a plane mirror, a horizontal plane mirror, and we say that there is a ray of light, we are simplifying. If we have a ray of light which is incident on it, एक ray of light is incident on it, that means it is falling on it. This is called the incident ray, I. It will bounce back. And that ray which bounces back is called the reflected ray. It is called the reflected ray, and we will denote it with small r. What the law of reflection says is that there is a relationship between this incident ray and the reflected ray. There are some relationships. What are those relationships? How are they related to each other? What is happening with them? That is what the laws of reflection tell us. To understand it in much better way, now imagine a line that is perpendicular to the mirror. That is perpendicular to the mirror at the point of incidence. Let us, for our ease, name these points. Let us call this A. Arre Baba. Then let us just call this B. Let us call this N, and this, let us call this P. AP is the incident ray, PB is the reflected ray, and this line NP, which is perpendicular to the mirror, is also called as the null. So we have three lines here: incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal. The law of reflection says that the angle of reflection, this angle I, will be equal to the angle of reflection, this angle R. the angle that incident ray makes with the normal will be same as the angle that the reflected ray makes with the normal. Angle I is equal to angle R. Another thing that the laws of reflection tell us is this ray I, the ray R, and the normal, they all lie on the same plane. Now we know what a plane is. So all of them are on the same plane. ऐसा नहीं है कि नॉर्मल ऐसे चला गया या ऐसे चला गया, नॉर्मल भी उसी साइड में है ना, उसी पन्ने पर हम उसको बना सकते हैं. They are on the same plane. This is how we understand the laws of reflection. We can also add by saying that the incident ray and the reflected ray are on the different sides, opposite sides of the normal. These are the three parts. These are the three things which make laws of reflection. Do you remember what are the two different types of images? And I'm not talking about erect image, inverted image, magnified image, or diminished image. Something more fundamental. What are the two different types of image that are formed? Whether we use spherical mirror or we use plane mirror, two types formed. I'll give you a hint. One name starts with a R and another name starts with a V. Prachi, correct. Real, Chand, correct. Real and virtual. Real and virtual. Do you remember what is a real image? What is a real image? A real image is an image which can be collected on a screen. Screen का मतलब बस ये नहीं है कपड़ा. It can be collected on a surface. If the image can be collected on a surface, the surface which is used to collect the image is called a screen. So we say if the image can be collected on a screen, it is called a real image. If the image cannot be collected on a screen, it is called a virtual image. Doesn't mean that we cannot see virtual image. We can see virtual images because we see the image of the image. Right? In addition to that, we studied that real images are formed when the reflected rays of light actually intersect each other. They meet each other. And that is why we are able to collect image on the screen. Whereas virtual images are formed when the reflected rays of light are not actually meeting each other, but they seem to be coming from a common point. And that is why they cannot be collected on a screen. Real image and virtual image. This year also, not in chapter number 6, but in chapter number 7, we will study real images and virtual images. Not in case of mirrors, but in case of lenses. Concave lens, convex lens. You would remember that we drew many ray diagrams last year, both for concave mirrors and convex mirrors. We also drew ray diagrams for plane mirrors. But do you remember, why did we do that? What do we get when what do we learn when we draw ray diagrams? We draw the ray diagrams to study the position, size, and nature of the image formed in different situations. Yes, Prachi. Not just the nature, Nature would refer to real or virtual. Size would refer to magnified or diminished. Position would refer to where exactly it is. And in case of spherical mirror, it is with respect to pole and focus and center of curvature, all those things. And while we are talking about position of the image, do you remember what is the position of the image in case of a plane mirror? Suppose I am standing 5 meters away from a plane mirror. Where will my image be? I'm standing 5 meters away from a plane mirror. Where will my image form? In case of plane mirror, the image is always formed behind the mirror. It is always virtual. We cannot collect it on the screen. And the distance between the image and the mirror is same as the distance between the object and the mirror. So if I am standing 5 meters in front of the mirror, then my image will form 5 meters behind the mirror. Is correct. Good. Do you remember what sign convention we use for mirrors? It is something very, very similar to, not very, very similar. It is exactly the same as something that we have studied in mathematics. What is the sign convention that we use? Yes, Praj, correct, absolutely correct. We use the Cartesian sign convention, and we use the same sign convention when we use coordinate. That is also called Cartesian coordinate geometry. So we divide the plane into 4 quadrants by 2 axes. The horizontal axis will be called as principal axis. The vertical axis will be called as y-axis. The mirror will be usually placed facing the left hand side, that is the negative side. And just like what we have in the Cartesian coordinate system, left is negative, but down is negative, up is positive, and right is. This is the convention that we use. The next 2 questions I have on the slide. I'm not going back to the slide now. I'm just showing it to you on the book. Is the mirror formula, which is 1 by v plus 1 by u equals to 1 by f, where v is the distance of the object from the pole, u is the not the object, distance of the image from the pole, u is the distance of the object from the pole, and f is the focal length. 1 by v plus 1 by u equals to 1 by f. This is mirror formula. This year we will study lens formula. So if you know this, then studying this year will be easier. Then we also studied about magnification. Magnification is change in the size, the difference in the size of the object and the image. Magnification is defined as h2 by h1, where h2 is the height of the image and h1 is the height of the object. Sometimes it is difficult to measure the size or the height of the object. What is easier is to measure the distance of the image and the object from the mirror. So the same magnification can be calculated as minus of v by u. Minus of v by u. This tells us how big or how small the image will be with respect to the object. Let us now try understand what refraction is. In a very, very simple way, we will not get into the details of why and how. We are just going to understand what refraction is. What is refraction? You would have noticed already that this word looks so much similar to reflection. Reflection is bouncing back of light, bouncing of light. Refraction is something similar but not same. Chand is saying it is opposite of reflection. In a way, it is. It is actually, because it is not about bouncing of light, but it is about light going through. And when it goes through, something very strange happens. Remember the first question that we discussed in this class. And you said light travels in straight line. Not always. Light bends. Light does bend. But it's not like light bends randomly. Sometimes. And when are those times? When light travels from one medium to another medium. Light travels in the vacuum, light travels in the air, light travels in water, light travels in glass. And all these media have different densities. Densities means how close, how far the individual particles of that substance are. You know that the density of the solids is more than the density of the liquid, and it is more than the density of the gases. But there is an exception that we have studied in heat. Density of ice, which is solid, is less than the density of water, between 0 degrees and 4 degrees Celsius. Other than that exception, the density of solids is more than the density of the liquid, and density of the liquid is more than the density of the gases. So what happens is, when light travels from one medium to another medium, for example, suppose light is traveling from air to a glass. Suppose this is a slab of glass ka tukda. Imagine glass ka tukda kept like this, and light is coming like this. This is the incident ray. This is what we are saying. Now we cannot show this like this on a piece of paper. So when we take a piece of paper, we will show it like this. I hope this is clear. Now, in normal times, what should happen, because light travels in straight line, the incident ray, which is in blue, it should have gone on the dotted line, straight. Light travels in straight line. But because the density of the glass is different from the density of air, not just different, density of the glass is more than the density of the air, the refracted ray will bend towards the normal. Ye dekho R. It is not on the dotted line. It is bending towards N. Ye N hai na? Uski taraf aa gaya. This is called a refracted ray, not reflected. Then the light will travel again in a straight line inside the glass. Again, it will come to the boundary, the surface of the glass, where it will come out of the glass and go into the air. Now, the density of air is less than the density of the glass. So ideally, what should have happened, that the I1 should have gone like this, but it will not. Now it will bend away from the normal. It will bend away from the normal. So whenever light is changing, light is transitioning from one medium to another medium of different densities, it will either move towards the normal or it will move away from the normal. When the light travels from a lighter medium or a rarer medium to a denser medium, it will bend towards the normal. When light travels from a denser medium to a rarer medium, it will bend away from the normal. So now we have new names, new terminologies. There is no reflected ray. There is no angle of reflection. We have angle of incidence, incident ray. We have refracted ray, angle of refraction. We have another angle of incidence, which is with respect to the new incident ray, which is the refracted ray. And then the ray that comes out is called the emergent ray. It is coming out, emerging. And this angle is called angle of emergence, E. You would have noticed that although light did not travel in a straight line, the emergent ray is actually parallel to the original incident ray. Can you see it? the emergent ray is not aligned with the incident ray, but the emergent ray is parallel to the incident ray. See and confirm. It is because of the refraction of light that we see stars twinkling. It is because of the refraction of light that we have the phenomenon of mirage, Mrigtrishna. It is because of the refraction of light that the stars appear to be nearer to us than they actually are. It is because of the refraction of light that we get rainbows. Also, it is because of the refraction of light that we are not able to see the floor of a pond or a lake or a river all the time. It is also because of the refraction of light we have things called lenses. Lenses are part of spherical glass, not mirrors, spherical glass. Different types of lenses. And using lenses, we can see objects that are far away from us. We can see objects that are very, very small. So telescopes, microscopes can be made using lenses. Not only that, because of these lenses, अगर हमको देखने में दिक्कत होती है, कुछ लोगों को दूर की चीजें नहीं दिखती. Some people have problem reading, which are very close to our eyes. Those diseases, those problems can also be fixed using lenses, and they work on the phenomenon of refraction. This is what the next two chapters are about: refraction of light and how the lenses function, concave and convex. You will see ray diagrams, you see the sign convention, same things. See, I told you we will have a formula, we have a lens formula. Will we have magnification? Of course we will have magnification. Here you go. Will there be mathematics in this? Yes. जो हम कहते हैं ना हमारे चश्मे का पावर कितना है, what is that power? What is the unit of that measurement? What are we? What is that quantity? We will understand. And for me, this is the most interesting part, which is not actually Science 1, which is a combination of Science 1 and Science 2, is how our eyes work. How are we able to see? Remember last year when we studied sound, we understood how are we able to hear. हमको सुनाई कैसे देता है? This year we are going to learn how we are able to see. So interesting. And other uses of lenses, I already told you: microscope, telescopes, and glasses. These are the two chapters. Before we finish, very simple homework for you, combining Science 1 and Science 2. Please complete all the questions of animal classification from Science 2, and please read the pages 73 to 77, which is refraction of light from our Science 1 textbook.